Hello, everyone, and welcome to Virtual Bytes and Books. I'm Tasha, and I'm with WFSU, and I have today with me, also from WFSU. Take it away,
Haley.
Haley.
Hi, my name's Haley, and I also work with WFSU, which means that I basically get to do things with PBS Kids stuff all the time, which is a lot of fun. And we also have two other friends with us as well.
We do. We have from the Early Learning Coalition, Keisha.
Hi, everyone. I'm Keisha. I'm with the Early Learning Coalition of the Big Bend region. It's nice to see you today.
And we also have with us Luciana. Luciana is from Partners Poppin'. Take it away, Luciana.
Hello. My name is Luciana, and I am one of the parent trainers for Poppin', which is an organization on the Family Network on Disabilities. And we work with families from birth to age 26 that have children with special, I like to say, incredible needs.
Awesome. We are super excited that you are joining with us today. We have sort of gotten used to doing these virtual programs, but we sure wish we could see you face to face. Just to give you a little bit of a heads up what our schedule looks like today, we're going to start out with a little clip from The Cat in the Hat Knows a Lot About That. We're going to have a fantastic story with Miss Keisha. Then we're going to move into a hands-on activity, and we're going to wrap it all up with Luciana sharing about some parent information. So without further ado, let's jump into My Shadow Goes Where I Go.
Come join in a game that we call Shadow Play. It begins when the light belly bright comes our way. When he flies up behind us and shines his bright light, the shadows he makes are a magical sight.
Can you pause it for a moment?
That's me.
We just saw that really funny little bug. I think it was a bug, the little dude with the wings. Does anyone know what that little guy might be? I think I heard someone say fireflies. Yes, he is a firefly friend. Let's jump back in.
Hey, where'd that bird come from? You made that bird? Let me try. Look, a rabbit. Chomp, chomp, chomp. Ah, chomp. Alligator. Look, Zoe Shadow came back with cheeks.
Oh my goodness, friends. What just happened there? What kind of critters did we see? We saw a rabbit and a bird. And then that crazy alligator too. Were they scary? No, not so scary. And you can try that too with your own hands sometimes. Maybe you've already tried that. Okay, Haley, let's watch some more.
Good. Well, that's one thing we can always count on. Meet the friend who follows me. My shadow goes where I go. I move the same as you can see. My shadow goes where I go. Need a partner for a dance. My shadow goes where I go. It will match you prance for prance. My shadow goes where I go. When you lift your arms or play a game, your shadow always does the same. Sing it loud, let's all proclaim.
My shadow goes where I go.
Shine a light and it appears. My shadow goes where I go. So let's all give it 3 loud cheers.
Hooray, hooray, hooray!
My shadow goes where I go. My shadow
Shadow,
go where I go. Our shadows go where we go.
Yay, Cat in the Hat. My shadow goes where I go. So much fun. So up next, I think, is story time. Did you guys have any questions for our kiddos about what we just watched and sang?
I was wondering, when you think about shadows, what do you think that you would love to make with your hands or with your body? Just use your imagination to really think about what's the biggest shadow you can make. And so I'm thinking about that myself.
I wonder if you can make a dragon. That would be really exciting.
That sounds like fun.
Mhm.
I like to think about the different sizes shadows can make. So can you make a big shadow? Can you make a little shadow? And how can you do that with just your body?
Well, I wonder about those shadows that come at night when you're in the room.
Especially when the moon is full. You
Yeah,
take a walk outside at night.
the ones that we don't normally make on our own, but they appear.
So Keisha is going to share with us Jeremy McBride Was Afraid of the Night by William Bradford.
All right, boys and girls. Let's have a brief discussion about books. So this is the front of the book. This is the back of the book. And this is the spine of a book, which holds our pages together. I'm pretty sure we don't eat a book. No. Do I put it on my head? No. Maybe I sit on it. Yeah. It's no. What do I do with it? Oh, I'm supposed to read it. Okay, sure. I can read it to you. So here we have the title. Jeremy McBride Was Afraid of the Night. And the author by William Bradford. Here's our title page. Jeremy McBride Was Afraid of the Night by William Bradford. You see Jeremy in his bed there? Oh, he looks a little afraid. Let's see why. Jeremy McBride was afraid of the night. The daytime was great, but the night was a fright. Are you afraid of the night? Oh, don't be afraid of the night. Let's see what happens. The scariest time was when Jeremy went to bed. There were spooks underneath him and ghosts overhead. Do you see the spooks and ghosts? Oh, guys, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Maybe they're just shadows. Maybe they're not real. Let's see. Afraid of his closet, he kept the door closed and covered up with blankets from his nose to his toes. Wonder how he looked in that. Maybe something like this. Finally, after much tossing and turning around, he'd fall off to sleep, hardly making a sound. Do you toss and turn in the bed? Does your mommy and daddy have to come put you back down often? In the morning, he'd wake to the happy sunlight with no spooks around him, and he had no need for fright. Oh, we're back to daytime again. And look, Jeremy is happy. Are you happy during the day? You are? Well, that's wonderful. But he knew that the nighttime would follow the day. And again, he'd be scared in his usual way. Looks like Jeremy knows how the daytime works. But there we are with the big moon. Look, what is the moon doing to the tree? Right, it's casting a shadow just like in Cat in the Hat. One evening at supper with his mom and his dad, he explained to his father that the fear he had. Supper. Do you know what supper is? Hold on. I think I heard someone. That's right. Supper is dinner. Eating with your family. Great job. His dad listened, then took him upstairs to his room and asked Jeremy to show him the creatures of doom. Uh-oh. Daddy's like, look, we're going to get these creatures. I'm going to help you the best way that I can. So up the stairs they go. Do you have stairs in your house? Oh, you have stairs? Oh, you don't have stairs? Yeah, I don't have stairs either. They only come out when it's dark, Jeremy said. So they turned off the lights and sat down on his bed. They only come out when it's dark. Didn't we just learn about that in Cat in the Hat? he had to turn all the lights off to make his shadows. We had the crocodile and the bunny rabbit. So maybe, just maybe, these aren't real things that are coming out. The young boy knelt down and peeked under his bed, his dad right beside him, the two head to head. Have you ever played the game of peekaboo? Peekaboo, I see you. But all that was under his small wooden bed were a few balls of dust and a spool of mom's thread. There was nothing there. He just didn't clean up. Pretty sure you guys have some stuff under those beds too, huh? Mm-hmm. They walked to the closet to see what was there. There were sneakers and shirts, pants, and a stuffed teddy bear. So, again, there's no smokes. Just the normal stuff. Just your clothes. What's going on in Jeremy's room at night? They looked for the arm he was sure he could see. It was just a dead branch from an old maple tree. So the arm was just a branch. And it cast a what? What did it cast, guys? I'm listening. Oh, I'm listening. Someone said it cast a shadow, which made it look like an arm. See, guys, that Jeremy, his imagination is big. Let's keep going. They looked overhead where ghosts floated at night, but all that was there was a brass ceiling light. So there were no ghosts. It was just his light. I mean, do you know what that may be called in the ceiling thing? Anybody know? Yeah, it looks like that may be a crack. So maybe he thought that was a ghost? Who knows? Jeremy has a big imagination. They finished their search and then walked down the stairs, went into the den, and sat down in 2 chairs. So back downstairs they go. And look at Dad. He's like, Jeremy, what is going on, son? I didn't see anything in that room. Jeremy, his father began with a wink. Can you wink your eyes? I think I can do one. Let me try. There it goes. Can you wink? Yeah, good job. Yeah. When you get old, things just go away. Good job. Jeremy, his father began with the wink. We'd really miss the nighttime if we stop and we think. Why we wouldn't see fireworks on the 4th of July, no starlight or moonlight, they'd all pass us by. Have you ever seen fireworks at night? You have? Yes, fireworks are so pretty, but think about it. If they were during the day, we couldn't see the pretty colors. So it has to be at night. So nighttime is good. We couldn't see fireflies or enjoy trick-or-treat and the jack-o'-lantern pumpkins that light up our street. Oh my gosh, it's October. Right, yeah, so could you put on your costume during the day? Right, it would be no fun. I would not be afraid of your ninja costume during the day. I would just laugh at you. But if it was nighttime, I would give you some candy and run far, far away. Yep, that's right. Good job. You missed the warm fireplace in the winter, I bet, when the night air is chilly, or did you forget? Yes, Santa does like to come down the fireplace. That's right. So, yeah, without nighttime, there's no Santa. Come on, guys. We need nighttime around. No, you're looking forward to those gifts. At Christmas, bright trees light would not mean a thing. And no nighttime in the summer means crickets won't sing. See, told you guys. You need the nighttime. Missing out on some valuable time here. But of all the good things, maybe this one is best. Night is the time for a tired world to rest. Nighttime is beautiful. It's wonderful for us all. It gives us time to rest our minds. Oh, yes. Yeah. Well, you do take a nap during the day, but yeah, I wish I could take a nap. Yeah, but you know, they're good for you. They're not bad. Great things. He smiled at his son and then patted his head. Jeremy hugged his wise father and went upstairs to bed. Look, Jeremy went up the stairs by himself now. He felt so much better after his dad showed him they were just shadows. Strangely, all that seemed scary just one night before did not seem so spooky or strange anymore. Jeremy Mcbride, who once dreaded the night, learned that nighttime, like daytime, was filled with delight. Look at his little face. And look, his Teddy is with him too. Do you sleep with something? You do? Well, this is the end of my books, boys and girls, and I hope you enjoyed your story for today.
That book was ever so much fun, Miss Keisha. Thank you for sharing that with us. It started to make me think of the things I like to see at the night and the different ways that we can visit and do things different in the night. Has any of you ever had a campfire outside? I have, and one of my favorite treats is making s'mores, where you take your marshmallow and you roast it over the fire, and you put it with some chocolate and some graham crackers, and it melts all together, and so good. And I know we heard about Christmas lights, but in my house we have Hanukkah lights.
That's
And
right.
some families have Diwali lights and Kwanzaa lights. There's so many amazing things that we see in the evening time. It's wonderful. And some of our great woodland friends like the nighttime too. Can you think of any critters that come out only at night? Owl. Did I hear someone say an owl? You're right. They come out at owls come out. And maybe, oh, you're right, a bat. Bats come out in the evening too. There's so many animals that come out. Oh, and even fireflies that we have visited, both in the Cat in the Hat knows a lot about that. And the story that Miss Keisha just wrote. So much fun. Miss Haley, are you ready to share the activity now?
Friends,
Wonderful.
we're going to talk a little bit more about shadows. So we saw in the video with the Cat in the Hat that shadows go where you go, and you can make all different kinds of shadows. So remember, the Cat in the Hat made a bird with his hands, and Sally, she made a rabbit with hers. And there was also a crocodile that were made with shadows from your hands. So I'm going to lead you through a little activity that you're going to do after you watch this video with us. So parents and teachers, you might want to watch along with your Ready to Learn activities guide. So that is your packet that has all of the information in it. And on page 39, you should be able to find a stick puppet shadow play activity and all the information about where my shadow goes. My shadow goes where I go. So actually on page 43 is a stick puppet shadow play. So Nick and Sally get spooked by some shadows, but the cat sheds some light on how they are made. So we're going to explore some shadows. Here are, again, for teachers and adults, the materials and the method that you're going to use to do this activity, but I'm going to talk to you about it a little bit more. We've got a few characters for this. So we've got the Cat in the Hat and Fish. We've got Nick and Sally, and we've got Thing 1 and Thing 2. And we're going to have some stick puppet shadow play. So I'm going to stop my screen really quick, and we're going to talk a little bit about what we're going to do. So just as you saw, we've got a few different characters that we're going to work with today. So I've got some handouts that I made copies of my different characters. Our first step, well, actually, we've got a few materials we're going to need. So we're going to need these handouts. You're going to need some popsicle sticks, some tape, scissors, and you're going to need a flashlight and some plain background. So I just have a couple of sheets of white paper that I'm going to use to cast my shadows on. So first thing that you want to do is you're going to cut out your characters. So I've cut out fish and I've cut out thing 2. So friends, if you need your adults to help you, if your teachers to help you, make sure they help you cut those characters all out, all around the edges. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take your character and we're going to tape it to this stick. So I've got some pieces of tape ready to go, and I'm going to take it and tape right across to hold my character to the stick. So there, I've got fish on a stick. It's a fish stick. And I've also got Nick ready to go. So we're going to cut out our characters and we're going to tape them to our popsicle sticks. And then we're going to set up our background. Maybe you could use a sheet, maybe you could use some blank paper or cardboard or just the wall. And then we're going to turn out our lights and turn on our flashlights. So first I'm going to test out, make sure my flashlight works. That's off, that's on. Whoop. There we go, that's on. So it looks like my flashlight is working. I've created light. So let's see if I can make a shadow. Whoa, did you see that? I just made a shadow with just my hand. Does it work if I put my hand back here behind the flashlight? No. Can I make a shadow with my flashlight off? A little bit. I can barely just see one because I do have another light on across the room. But with my flashlight on, I have to put my object in front of my flashlight. And now what you're going to do is you're going to test out all the different shadows that you can make with your character. So I've got fish right here. And now I've made a different shadow. Does it look like fish? Not quite. You can't quite tell what it is. We can see from the picture that it is fish in his bowl, but from his shadow, we can't see as many details. What about Nick? I hold Nick up. Wow, we can't really see the details of Nick, but we can tell from the picture that his arms are up. We can see his eyes, nose, and mouth. We can see that he's standing, but when we look at his shadow, we don't see as many details. Now, friends, the next question is, how many different kinds of shadows can I make? I can make a really big Nick shadow when I hold Nick really close to the flashlight. But if I keep the flashlight where it's at and I push Nick very far away, his shadow is much smaller. What about if I turn Nick? Oh my gosh, his shadow and Nick almost disappear. What about if I bring him a little closer and I just turn his shadow back and forth? I'm making different angles with my shadow. What about if I turn him upside down? That changes the entire shape of the shadow. So friends, what you're going to do is you are going to test out all of the different shadows that you can make with all of the different characters that you have. Each of them is going to have a different kind of shadow. So I'm going to share my screen again. So remember, friends, we've got a few questions that we need to ask while we are making our different shadows. First of all, can you make a shadow? I bet you can. What are the things that you need to make a shadow? We need some light. And we kind of need it to be dark too in order to really see that shadow. Can you make a shadow bigger? Can you make a shadow smaller? Is there another way to make a shadow change shape? So we want you to find the answers to all of these questions when you do this activity after you finish watching our little Bytes and Books video. We can't wait to see what you come up with, friends. So make sure we put on our thinking caps and our try it brains, and we're just going to try it all out and see what happens. It's yours to experiment with. Thanks, friends. And next, we have Miss Luciana.
Hello, I am Luciana Brown, Parents of the Panhandle. Parents offering parents information and network. And I am going to share my screen right now. Some important information that will be very, very good for everyone, because we learned about shadows. And so we all know that we are in quarantine, semi-quarantine, but a lot of children are limited to things that they can do. And so when we learn about these shadows and making shadowing puppets, I thought to myself, quarantine to-do list would be a very, very good thing to share with our parents. Because guess what? There's a lot of things that we can do with making shadows, but there are also other things that parents can do to help our kiddos become busy, because they can't go out and do some of the normal things that they're used to doing. So as you see on here, we have reading thick books, and this is only for, if you want to read a thick book, but for our little ones, little books like Keisha read is very, very good for us. Our parents, you can take up a hobby, exercise, play with your little sisters or brothers, and watch good movies as well. And one of the things that it does is help us de-stress, having different things to do. When I think about shadows, I think when I get off here, I'm gonna do those with JoJo. JoJo's my son and he's 10, but just think about all the different things that you can do and imagine doing just with different shadows. You can use different objects. And I was thinking, even when Haley had the object up with Nick, I was like, oh, that looks like a hand. Now it looks like a ham. So my little antennas of imagination were going off. And so another thing it talks about on here, you can write a daily plan for your parents can write a daily plan. If you have pets, you can have more time to play with your pets. And nature, we talked about nature in the book, about how it is to explore, and Miss Tasha talked about all the different animals that we can think about that like to be out in the nighttime. So with parents, this is a perfect time for us to spend less time on social media, and a great time for us to eat healthy foods and reduce food portions, introducing healthier foods for our kids because of the limited time that we can go out and eat in restaurants and different things like that. So it's a quarantine to-do list, but it's also a chance for us to have more family time, and also a time where we can clean up, because I have been cleaning up a lot. I've been getting rid of a lot of stuff. You can check on your grandparents, take care of your body, and of course, we can study online. So think about it. You don't hear people talking about shadows as much as you often used to have. I know back in the day, I love playing with fireflies. I love making shadows. So this is a perfect time to introduce some fun activities for our kids, and to actually do some things with them to allow that stress to come off. And this not only just decreasing stress for our children, but I've learned when I spend time with my son and we do a lot of fun, crazy stuff. He has me into wrestling now, but I'm less stressful because I've spent some fun time doing with him. So I'm Luciana Brown, and I hope that you've enjoyed our presentation. And so if you need us, we are parent trainers. We help families that have children with extraordinary special needs. And so we're here to serve you. So if you have a kiddo that may be having trouble, afraid of the dark, give us a call and we'll help see what resources we can have to help him or her go through that process. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Luciana. Those were some great ideas. I think there's some things on there I'm going to take up and work on relaxing. This was such an amazing and fun journey to visit about shadows with everybody today. Not only can you create shadows while you're at home with a flashlight in a darkened room, like Miss Haley was showing us, but when you're outside in the bright sun, you could go out right now if it's a sunny day and you could experiment with shadow making. And every month, sometimes twice in a month, we will have a full moon outside at night. And that's a great time to go out for a moon walk and make moon shadows. In fact, if you're watching this in October, we have 2 full moons this month. And the next one is actually on Halloween night. It's the perfect time to be out there making moon shadows. Thank you so much, friends. Thank you, Luciana and Keisha and Haley. We hope that you'll be in contact with us and share some shadow pictures if you take them. You can contact WFSU. You can find us online. You can find Child Find online, and Poppin and Luciana, our friends at Fiddlers, and Keisha with the Early Learning Coalition. We have resources for you and your families every day. Thank you. Bye, everyone.